the city's history. This is where the first bars were built. Now it's the home to some really innovative architecture. You notice a couple of buildings over there that are kind of pulled in off the river a little bit, narrow bases. That's because that's an active train line off to our right. And so the buildings have to be pulled in off the river. So you see this one, and a lot of those pilots were new and not very good at landing. And so there were quite a few planes that crashed here into Lake Michigan. The wreckage is still down at the bottom of the lake right now. So most people, I would think, don't come to Chicago with the idea of seeing World War II era wreckage.
Ang daming turista dito sa Chicago, parang nakalabas sa kwadra kasi from pandemic. So lahat nandito, ang daming tao. Maganda yung downtown nila, medyo mainit lang. Pero mainit siya, pero may ano din pa, mahangin din.
Much more than I will ever know, and I think to myself,
We got the tickets for River Cross, and this is worth $42, so it's about 1 hour and 30 minutes River Cross.
Welcome aboard Chicago's Little Lady. I'll be your tour guide. Before we get moving, I do want to make sure everyone is aware this is a United States Coast Guard inspected vessel. With that in mind, let's talk about the city of Chicago a little bit. Port down there, so all the amenities are aboard the boat here. And to see there, no Apple Store or anything. But that was the site of Fort Dearborn. In 1803, that's where the United States government built towers, because they were designed to be a city within a city. Used for retailers in the city like Sears and Roebuck, guys like that, where we just passed under that bridge on either end of the river. That's where Chicago all started. And it took a little while for Chicago to get off the ground. That's because this is not fertile ground. Chicago is all swampland. Not interesting. Usually you see those hard right angles. You see very dark facades. The settlement here, and then moved on when they realized this is not the place yet over the roundness of the walls of the building. Constructed in the 1920s or 30s. But they've been able to retrofit a lot of the older buildings in Chicago, including the Merchandise Mart to our right. This building is actually known as the Mart today. For most of its history, we called it the Merchandise Mart. I still do, usually. This building was the biggest in the world at the time that it was built in 1930. Not the tallest. Prior to 2005, that would have been impossible. because prior to 2005, there was nothing. You can see that green building that's just off to our right. It's green, it narrows as it gets to in the city's history. This is where the first bars were built. Now it's the home to some really innovative architecture. You notice a couple of buildings over there that are kind of pulled in off the river a little bit, narrow bases. That's because that's an active train line off to our right. And then all of a sudden somebody burst into their office and said, hey, that means without leaving this boat, we can travel from the Atlantic Ocean. Now that's a stupid solution. It's ridiculous. It's never been done before. So why do they think they can do it? Well, they were able to do it because we're right near a continental divide where the water will flow in the opposite direction. So what they did is they dug this deep canal. The Chicago River is the only river on the planet that has ever had its flow reversed by human beings. There's two sets of gates. We just came in through one set of gates. It's closing behind us right now. Now there's another set of gates in front of us. That's about to start opening. Once the gates behind us are closed, the gates in front of us start to open.
Nag-open ng locks, so marami nang pumasok ng tubig. Nandoon na yung water level sa sa line sa wall. Sabi sa taga cruise ship, pa high rise ang tubig. So hanggang diyan yung yung water level. Marami rin yung tubig na papasok before kami fully open ang locks.
If there's anybody up at the front of the boat in the bow there, please note you will almost certainly get wet. So if you're up at the bow of the boat, you can splash a little bit. It's a warm day. You might want to get splashed a little bit. So if anybody does want to get wet, the back front of the boat. There's a lot of factories and warehouses in the history of Chicago. But in fact, in 1909, a man named Daniel Burnham was hired to draw up a plan for the entire city of Chicago. And his big idea was to make the city, and part of this plan was to build giant boulevards, big parks, things that would attract people to the city. And he wanted to build a series of piers as well. Here's
We are now in the Michigan Lake. So one of the biggest lake in the American Peninsula.
Bring in a European architect. The glass wall of the columns on the side of this. Since 1995, or in a lot of cases even newer than that, there's a beautiful new hotel there, the Sable Hotel, just opened a couple of years ago. There are a lot of restaurants and bars. The world's biggest rooftop bar is on Navy Pier, and there's a carnival area on Navy Pier as well. Probably the most striking detail that you'll see there is that Ferris wheel. That Ferris wheel was just built in 2016, so it's not really a major part of the city's history, but in another way it is. Because the Ferris wheel in general...
We're coming back to our docking port.
Remember I told you the entire city built around? And they figured it out by putting in military force now. You might run into problems. I told you that's a residential building up at the top there, those houses. They go for between $15 and $18 million.
And that's it, our river cruise. Enjoy, maganda, overlooking sa panoramic view of Chicago. Maganda siya, I like it. Sino mang magpunta dito sa Chicago, you must try the river cruise. It's very nice, it's very good. Highly recommended.